started with games. Simple things. Pixels, buttons, a bit of fun. Then, somewhere along the way, the big platforms moved in. Last year, $200 billion flowed upwards, away from the people who actually play. This year, they take it back. YOM, where players play games straight from your PC, not a data center in Virginia. Meet Tyler Pemberton. Yes, this looks dramatic, but he's perfectly fine. Tyler's offline. His PC isn't. 47 players streaming from his GPU right now. Even AFK, Tyler's rig is pulling its weight. He's making money in his sleep. Maybe this is what happens when gamers finally take control of their own world. Turn your idle GPU into passive income. YOM.net. Eat, sleep, earn, repeat.
Welcome, everybody. Welcome. Hey, Aaron, how are you?
Yo, I'm good. How are you?
Very good. Yeah, the first stream of 2026. Exciting. We've got lots to go over today.
100%. Yeah. How was your Christmas?
Yeah, it was good. We had family here, and they left. They were here for just the amount of time you'd want them to be here, and then they went home, which was great. And New Year's the same. I didn't make it. I wasn't awake right at midnight at local time. I was just too beat. As far as I'm concerned, I celebrated in European time, and I went to bed.
Really? Well, yeah. But you're normally you don't need that much of sleep, and now you say that you were just sleeping during New Year's.
Well, I need 6 hours, but they have to be the right 6 hours. So.
Perfect. Okay. Wow.
How about you? How was your Christmas? How was your New Year's?
It was good. Yeah. I think a lot of Dutchies share the same opinion, I think, but it's always the same, So you rather have it just quickly done. It's hot. It's cozy. It's nice. It's just celebrating with friends. But on the other hand, it's just a standard moment. It's just, in the new year. I'm always like this. But anyway, it was nice. I had some good Christmas. Saw my family, which was super cool. Had some drinks. And
all right. So now, while you and I were on vacation, much of the tech team was still working. I'm happy. I kind of want them to take a break every now and then. And I think what they did was they rotated their breaks. Like one guy would take a couple of days off, and another guy would take a couple of days off. But in reality, the tech team kept on working much of the way through. And we have some stuff to show for this, right? And it's centered around our community growth because starting to the new year, we've talked at the project level about every Web3 project wants community involvement, right? There's a marketing flywheel that takes effect when the community gets involved and helps spread your message. For us, it's even doubly important because as a DePIN project, we need the community to, some portion of the community anyways, to purchase nodes and run those nodes because that's what supports the network and the network expansion. So community for us is even doubly important. So, we've seen a lot of traction here lately. You wanted to hit the numbers? You want me to hit the numbers? I can explain it real quick to everybody who's tuning in.
No, that's what I'm hired for. So let's dive into the numbers, right?
Okay.
So let's see if I can share here my screen for a bit, because let's start off with, let's start off with the thing that people probably have seen, because we have, people, if they follow us for for a decent time now, they know that we have been building a lot of tech, and we already had a leaderboard in the backend. So if you go to app.yom.net, you probably find yourself within the leaderboard if you search for it correctly. And that leaderboard was mainly to basically get and to win some YRX and now some XP. And you can probably forget now the YRX, what I just said. So think about XP. And this XP basically enables you to have a big chance on the airdrop. So we don't have the formula yet. We are constructing it. But let's say the number of XP represents the eligibility to the airdrop. And we started off with a leaderboard in app.yom.net. And then finally, once we cooperated with our marketing agency, then we created a snag leaderboard. And that's probably where what people have seen. It's like a quest leaderboard. You can just basically perform quests, like follow us, comment on us, etc., and you get rewarded with XP. And we recently started with a new type of, let's say, leaderboard, which is the mindshare leaderboard. And what is mindshare? It's actually just, it helps, let's say from a user perspective, it can, if you really write quality content, you will be rewarded with XP. And it helps us to share the word about, obviously, the company.
So it rewards based on the participation being more meaningful, more in depth,
yeah,
and more powerful, right?
Exactly, because in the crypto space, you probably know that there's a lot of, especially on X, there's a lot of spamming going on.
Yeah,
and you want to just cut through that. To be honest, I mean, obviously the ones who do it and they earn a lot of XP, they're probably good at it anyway. But you want to just get the followers that are meaningful and really care about the project, and the ones who have followers that also could be of value to also like us, because that's what people care about. People don't care about, some fake profiles. So that's why we have Mindshare. And I'm going to share my screen because I can already, I mean, how long are we live now with Mindshare? Not even a week, I think.
Yeah,
not even a week.
Long.
Let me share some data. There you go.
Yeah.
So this is some data about the Mindshare leaderboard just from this week. We had about 45K contributors. 266K community posts were created.
That's
and 3.1 million total impressions.
Wow. And
just to bring it into comparison with, for example, Snag, we're actually just tripling the speed here in just only a week. Let me go a little bit further here.
Okay.
Just think about this platform and questing skill. So this is basically the Snag data. So in total, we have and we've been doing this already for, let's say, months. Let's say we started in, I believe, October or November.
I think it's October, right?
Yeah. So we have a total quest entries of 1.2 million. We had about 800K in registered users, and we had 50K in daily active users. And this is basically the average. So once we started, a lot of people got onto the quest. So we had a big peak, and then it slowly started to basically decrease and found an average. And this average is actually the 50K. So there are 50K of people actively, doing the quests, which is awesome.
That's pretty. I mean, it seems like it's a huge jump in numbers. 3 months worth of time, and then just 1 day's worth or 1 week's worth of time.
Yeah. So and the Mindshare leaderboard is super interesting because you want to just get to those really smart followers that follow or have a, they are known among exchanges. They are known among like big influencers, just to basically get that ball rolling. And Mindshare, this leaderboard is super helpful in this sense. And we just started. So yeah, I think this is going to grow even further the upcoming weeks and months. And I'll be happy to just maybe it's even nice to show who is
Yeah, you
now
want to show
currently
the?
winning. To be honest, can you?
Yeah,
Maybe
I'll
you can
pull up
bring it
my.
up.
There it is. I think it should replace yours. There you go. So I might zoom in
There
a
you
little
go.
bit, but that's the amount of XP.
Who's the
that's been
number one
issued.
now?
AZ1Z.
There you go. Wow. So what you see here is basically if you're not known with Mindshare, you see like it's just an insane big leaderboard. It's also a quest. So let's say if you want to participate weekly in communicating and promoting YOM, then you can go to Snag, or you can go directly to the Mindshare leaderboard. It's a specific, it's like a specific quest within the Snag platform. So this just basically doubles your reward. Normally, I think I don't know it by heart, but let's say you share something about a post on Twitter or an X, and then from the Snag perspective, you only get, let's say, 50 XP more or less. And if you just do it frequently in the Mindshare leaderboard, if you just post frequently about us, and you actually are within the top 10, well, it's already saying it. You can at least get 1200 XP just by you're maintaining your position, which is more durable and way more effective.
And it still seems like it's early enough for someone to jump in and warp to the top of the board. 2,000 doesn't seem like a whole bunch of points to get past. If you want to
of course, yeah. They should add like a feature where you basically just do it from the bottom to the top. I mean, don't let them spook you. I mean, you have a lot of opportunity still. And there's also it says like up to 1,000, number 1,000, you get at least like 200 XP just for being between the 500 position, 501st position, and the 1,000th position. So,
yeah. Hey, I don't want to interrupt you too much, but we're getting joined. Jorrit seems to be available. Let me
already.
Yeah. Let me hide this and kill that. And Jorrit, welcome to the stream. Where are you? Come up.
Right.
There he is. Hey, there you are. Yeah. Join.
Millions. Yeah.
Is that the right microphone? Let me check again. Give it again.
Oh, you guys cannot hear me?
Yeah,
it's the far away one again.
Now you can probably better hear me. Better?
I'll bring you up.
Better now?
I'll bring you up. You should be okay.
Your voice sounds the same as.
It sounds the same.
Normal.
There you go.
Yeah,
that worked.
Same, yeah.
That worked.
Yeah. That
okay.
Worked. Oh, yeah, much better. All right.
Okay. So what I was saying, you're in fucking good work.
It was good. That's what you said. Yeah.
And you completely
I wasn't even done, man.
Because I was muted somehow. Amazing numbers. I mean, these are one of the best numbers ever recorded in crypto history, right? If you now look, so also our marketing partner said, they have not seen these results before. So it exceeds any crypto project. So it's really big, right? And we're just getting started.
Yeah. If you follow some decent names in the crypto space, I'm not going to mention names, but just have an eye on anything that is in a sense a competitor or a player within DePIN. Then just keep comparing. I mean,
well, I think I want to name names. You don't want to name our Twitter followers surpassed Render in the past couple of weeks, which is
that's the biggest. Right.
So, and Render, if you're familiar with Render, it's a big project.
Quality members, right? So because of the Mindshare, obviously we had to get the numbers in as well via Snag. So that's how we started off. But now with Mindshare, we're really focusing in, zooming down on the quality posts. And that's happening at scale right now. So we're going from a top of funnel approach where we started with quantity now to very much a quality approach. But and I noticed, Jeroen, also the slides that you created. I think that's also a very nice bridge to the stuff I've been working on the background, because I need those slides to also present to some of the top tier partners we are speaking to. And as of yet, we started the sign-off process with them. It's not public yet, but it's really, it's really great. It's great news for the community. It's great news for all of the holders. So what's going on exactly? Well, we're deploying on a tier 1 exchange. We're getting onboarded as we speak in these weeks. So we're getting all of our market makers aligned. We're getting all of the strategies set up. There will be a small additional raise specifically for the LP side, but our backers are also participating in that, right? So Avalanche is helping us out. So a lot of movement going on.
Okay, wait a minute. Slow down. Slow down, because I wasn't sure that was that's what we're able to talk about now. Then we're really able to that article that I wrote will be able to go out today. Then you get everything. You're comfortable anyway with everything we're presenting.
Yeah, we're pretty much on track. We cannot disclose the actual names yet, so the article can go out. That's all fine, and we need to also get the documentation all prepared, right, so that we can align all of our stakeholders, shareholders, community members, all on the same metrics and the same tokenomics. So that can indeed go out, and we can in a minute also talk about what exactly changes, because everyone obviously wants to know, what does that mean for my tokens? Is this really good news, or are they deceiving me? That's really up to you to decide. And but before I go there, so a quick update. We're setting up also a new company next week. So it's part of the same ecosystem, but it will be a separate company in Malta. So it's very exciting. So meeting all of the top tier operators on the island, including also with the government, to see, what will Malta bring in terms of the migration efforts. So there's going to be a lot of logistics. We'll probably get Jeroen over. Myself, I heard, but
there were some rumors.
Yeah. So that's really exciting, and this is also in partnership, in collaboration with a lot of top tier players in the market that we cannot disclose yet, right? So this is all going on in the background. There are some key members involved. One of the one of the founders of. No, let's not talk about that. Let's keep that bit. Let's keep the juicy bit for the future.
Okay. Every town hall we get a little bit closer in just basically not drifting away from our script. That's actually what's happening.
I mean, there's no script here because I interrupted this whole thing, right? So let's go back to what matters to our community members the most, which is the tokenomics.
Yeah, but maybe before starting that, I mean, sorry just for doing this, but why are we going to Malta? Maybe that's also good to know.
Let's go back to Malta then. Okay.
Just briefly, I mean, because why are we starting a new company? I mean, it might be also good to know.
So YOM is infrastructure, right? So everything that we're doing, all of our communications is on the operators. So you can see that also on the website, and YOM will never become an end-to-end OTT streaming platform by itself. It simply cannot. We're too much of an infrastructure project. Everything we do, all of our IP is nested in, let's say, the engine of the car, right? So we're very good at building engines. The team is very much oriented to that. Everyone who's working at YOM is interested somehow in the engine. Even the community around us is very much interested. Okay, what's the engine going to bring? What does that mean for the burning in the ecosystem? What's the network? What's the infrastructure going to bring? And what products can you build on top of that engine? Right? But to bring the engine into the market, you also need to showcase what you can do with that engine, right? Obviously, YOM can be integrated already in all of the main OTT cloud gaming platforms. The issue with that is who is going to deal with a degenerate crypto infrastructure project, even though we can provide a 10x cost efficiency gains, right? So instead, what we decided is to build our own aggregator platform. That doesn't mean a replacement or a competitor to all of the existing OTT streaming platforms. It will be a new platform that aggregates game passes and subscription services of all of our partners, right? So that we can go to our partners and say, okay, we can integrate YOM into your services, and we also help you sell your services via our front end. Right, that's a separate business, because that business is way more direct to consumer business, where you have players entering. It will not worry itself about the infrastructure, because the infrastructure bit is handled by YOM, but it will
I liken it
be very much involved in the scaling of the amount of users.
I liken it to the way that you take a look at the game engine. Say Unreal. Unreal is an engine that powers a lot of different games, but and Epic does make some games themselves, but more they power other developers to make games. YOM is in this case the game engine, the network, and then we'll power our own aggregators, and we'll also power
like
aggregators.
Fortnite and Unreal Engine, right? Where Fortnite got the players in, and then you have the engine and making all of the money on the background. Right.
That's very much the situation that we're going to find ourselves in.
Right. So that is
interrupting.
Yeah.
I want to say sorry for interrupting, because you wanted to talk about tokenomics, but you're not finished yet.
No. I mean, this is
about
good
to say something really important.
and this company, I mean, this will also be a template company for YOM, right? Because we have our holding structure in the UK, but the operations is mostly in the Netherlands. Right, and Netherlands has lots of benefits for the team here, but on a corporate level, when you need to scale internationally, it's not the best place to be in, unfortunately. Right, so we need to reside in a place that is very attractive to build tech platforms for both the shareholders, as well as that it is residing within Europe, so that we can keep all of the payrolling services as is, right? So, and we figured out, okay, Malta is actually the best place to go. That's why we consider this new company to be a template for migrating in the future also the YOM company to that island, right? Well, the people can still, like the devs, can still reside in the Netherlands. That's entirely compatible. Okay, that's on the corporate side. So let's go back to the tokenomics. So how does that tie in?
There's a lot of people in the chat are saying, when TG? What talk about TG? So
TG matters, right? TG, and it does matter, because after TG we can really focus on getting the nodes scaled up. So for TG, a lot of things are important. We're basically talking about a long tail market right now in the crypto industry, right? In the past, last bull run, it was, okay, any project, any meme project that hasn't mooned yet will be successful, because people will just get onto the next project and wait for it to pump, and they'll get out, they'll go to the next one. The current market is completely the opposite. Right now, what you see is a long tail market. This is very, very similar to the equity market, where you have a couple of projects doing really, really well, and all of the liquidity is there. And all of the other projects, they try, they deploy a token, they fail, right? Like, that's the situation. I think that's very important to start there first. And why is that? Because we want to be in the top performing projects, right? And we'll do whatever it takes to get there. And one of those points is access to liquidity and access to global financial markets. And to get there, you have to do deals with the top tier exchanges out there, and you have to find a way to align the current situation where we're in, where we had a prior token, we launched on the DEX, we have an existing community, etc. We have a lot of products getting developed, great technology, proven product, network live, clients, top tier team, right? All of these things check. But the tokenomics is not, right? So the tokenomics is still very much the old legacy tokenomics that everyone bridged towards. To get to the top tier market, there are certain criteria that we need to adhere to, right? Obviously, because a top tier exchange, they need to guarantee security for their users, for their community. So if they onboard a project that immediately tanks the entire treasury on them, yeah, that's a risk. So that obviously cannot be done. So how we started off in the negotiations is we passed a 200-page document, our plans, a lot of details, won't bother you guys. And they said they like it very much. And we were still kind of like, okay, let's see if we can actually do it. So we got also the Avalanche team in the meetings, and really, one of those exchanges got really excited, and they started to basically reach out to us, and then the other exchanges also followed, right? So we had, before you know it, you had a whole list of exchanges, starting with every name of the alphabet, a lot of B's involved, but also we have O's, and they all wanted to participate in this game with us, right? And they wanted to play the capital market game. So that got us a lot of leveraging power, negotiation power. So we said, okay, we can do it, but we have the current situation, right? So we need to figure out, we cannot do the 12-month cliff as what most of these top tier exchanges propose. But what we can do instead is a 3-month cliff, right? So that is the proposal that we currently set out for those exchanges to work on. Now, what does that mean? That means that in the tokenomics, we would need to implement such a change. That means that for all of the investors, including also the private investors, we would need to implement at the minimum a 3-month cliff, right? So right now, everyone is assuming we'll get the 12-month linear unlock, great deal, right? Although the market may not be that healthy, but at least you get your tokens in 12 months. Now we thought internally and said, okay, we can do that 3 months, but to provide the goodwill, we have to also provide the community with something in return. So what we come up with is, okay, we reduce the vesting by half, right? So let's say you vested your tokens for 12 months, which was the default, like maximum vesting. You can now basically vest your tokens for only 6 months. So the total release is then 9 months. That means that rather than you get all of your tokens after 12 months, you actually get all of your tokens after 9 months. With the only condition is that the first 3 months is a cliff. That means no unlocks in the first 3 months on one of those exchanges that we mentioned, right? That is the default that we're going with at the moment. Now, we also realized, the second bit that these exchanges said, you cannot launch as a $25 million project, right? 25 million on our exchange is too low. So you need to be at least a $75 million valuation. Okay, well, we got around the table and we started thinking, okay, how can we become at 75 million? I mean, we have the results, right? We outperform the results of $500 million valuations, but we only need to be 75. But on the DEX side, we were 25. So how do we work that out? Now, we came up with a restructuring of the tokenomics. We said, okay, we can move our launching FTV to a 75 million, but we cannot obviously do that for free, because if you just say, okay, we're just going to inflate the tokens and everyone gets more tokens, then you get a massive sell pressure. You get everyone who's like after 3 months is going to then sell, right? So it needs to be an emission that is entirely reserved and protected in a way so that we can simulate going to that 75 million. So we created that structure. So there will be And the way we created that is we will emit 500 million more tokens. So we're growing from a 250 million supply to a 750 million supply. And we give everyone the option, if you don't want your token proportion to dilute, right, you can decide to increase your vesting and increase your cliff. We will be providing that on the dashboard. So all of the bridgers, they can, in the nearby future, go to the dashboard. We'll build the exact specifics, and the implementation will post that online soon. That means you can go to the dashboard and you get to see 3 options, right? The one is you keep everything as is. You basically say, okay, I don't want my tokens changed. I don't want my terms changed. Well, the only term that gets changed is the vesting. So we halve your vesting time, so you get unlocked quicker with the 3-month cliff. But you don't want more tokens, and you don't want to triple your vesting time or your cliff time, right? That's the default for everyone that they go into. Now, you can decide to go for 2 other approaches. And those 2 other approaches, either you don't dilute. That means that your vesting and your cliff time gets tripled by 3, and then the amount of tokens that you receive is also tripled by 3. That means that you will get 3 times the value of what you have right now, right? That sounds really good, and it is really good because we build all of this value for you guys. But that also means that you need to have patience to get there, right? That means that rather than a 3-month cliff, which is the default, which is going to be the new default, you have to opt in for a 9-month cliff, and you have to opt in for the vesting times that you have picked before times 1.5, right? Because we also said, okay, we're going to halve the vesting. So just as an example, to make it really concrete, if you maxed out your slider and you were on the 12th month, now, first of all, the as-is change is now it's 3-month cliff, and it's 6 months linear vesting, right? 9 months in total. Now, if you decide you want to not dilute anything, that means now it becomes a 9-month cliff and an 18 months, 1/8 a month's linear vesting, right? That will become the new structure. But then you can participate in the value increase. You can participate in us deploying on one of those top tier exchanges. So all of that becomes all possible for you. Now, the final option is is basically for those who want to not participate in any of that. They say, okay, YOM is making too many changes. We don't like that. Keep it simple. We don't want access to global markets. We just want to be that obscure project somewhere that is building technology. Right.
And to be honestly, we highly respect that decision, right?
We highly respect that decision, and because of that, we implemented this 3rd option, right? So the 3rd option is we buy you out completely. There will be a lot of questions around that. Okay, what's the price? How did you define the price? So we made it very simple. We said, okay, it's the bridge value, because that's the market conform pricing back in the days when actually the crypto industry was still doing well. And on top of that, we also add a market conform interest percentage. So you actually make money on holding the token. So we effectively cover for the complete waiting time. So every month that you've been in pain because you didn't get your tokens, will basically pay for that, right? That's option 3. So we provide those 3 options, and there will be, it's quite a lot of information. There's quite a lot of details you'll need to look into, right? So there's a whole build up towards all of this, where we indeed won the Gamescom Tech Startup Award of the Year. We met up with the Avalanche folk, and we managed to leverage that into all of these top tier exchanges. That was the journey. Now Jeroen came in and he hyped up the community to new records, and now we provide you
But
these
we
three
all did.
options. So
Yeah.
it's up to you to decide, okay, how do you want to proceed, right? So the full agency lays with you, and you can decide whether you want to work at McDonald's, buy a villa, do something in between. That's entirely. Yeah,
All right, so
I had to make that one. Right?
And we make now fun of it, obviously, like this. But I mean, what
Yeah,
you just said, I mean, is like, yeah, like, in a matter of fact, we would not have to do this, right?
right.
good
So
point.
yeah, we would not have to do this. I mean, starting from, let's say, go back a little bit and then started, like YOM restarted with a new proposition, like new company. Jeff got in, Andy got in, lots of other tech people came in, Rowan came in, and eventually I joined too. And it was the question, like, do we bring along the current community from the literally from our previous company? And because, like, theoretically, you restarted. You're not like restarted YOM, but you created a new company, like, with the same name, YOM.
Well, I
So
mean, what happened is I was actually an employee in the first 3 months because Jeff and Andy decided to purchase YOM. I had
there you
nothing to
go.
say about it. They just bought it from the government.
Yeah.
And
All right, sorry, I didn't know
as
the
part of
details.
that, they
Sorry,
gave
Jeff.
me like an
Okay.
employee kind of benefit. And after 3 months, I negotiated my way out of that, fortunately. But that's how we started. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, and still a great decision I think, on Andy and I's part. When it was explained to us what YOM was, what the decentralized network will be, what it does for the gaming industry and how powerful it's going to be, it was really kind of a no-brainer to go ahead and purchase it from the government and restart it. And then recognizing that having some of the people who are most familiar with the way that it was built, it was just another smart decision,
Yeah.
right? Bring on the guy who
What can I
understands
say?
well, all
You
the
guys
guys
were
really.
brilliant.
Right. So, I
Brilliant
mean,
decision.
again, and now we're at this. I think it's a good recap, Jeroen, because 6 months ago, or maybe 8 months ago, before we won the award for the Game Tech Startup, right, we were on a very different path. But that
Yeah.
really was the first domino in a series of dominoes that fell in
Yeah.
our favor, right? And it just seems to be avalanche. It caused an avalanche, you could say, right? To get to that, to avalanche to where we are now with and we're talking about these two exchanges. But we also have some, I mean, not to overhype it, but the partners that we're having on the not just the game developer side, that's also big too. But I'm talking about the hardware partners that we're talking with as well. Super exciting. So all these announcements. What someone had asked her in the chat that well, how soon do I have to make that decision? And I think what we're going to try to do is make it go as late as possible, because there's so much more information to drop between now and TG that are going to affect people's decision making.
Yeah. Well, maybe we can address some starting points, right? So how it would work for bridgers, they can just simply log in with their target wallet. So the destination wallet, they can use that to log in to the portal. Then from there, they can basically make, there will be three buttons. One is keep as is. That is the default
But
setting.
they don't have to log in at all for that choice.
Yeah.
Right.
If you don't do anything, then that is the default, right? So that is as is, nothing changes except for that 3-month minimum cliff that are enforced upon us, right?
And half the vesting time.
Yeah, and half. And as a goodwill, we provide half vesting time. And then the other two options will be presented there as well, plus an overview of, okay, what does it mean for your asset holding, right? What is the refund amount? What are the interest rates applied? What are the terms regarding that? And also, if you decide to continue vesting, continue holding, like, what difference will that make for you as an investor? So by doing this, we believe that we have covered the full spectrum of different types of investors in there, right? So if you're a short-term investor and you want to do swing trading and you think, well, TGE in Q1 is still too far away and you need the liquidity now because there's this upcoming meme, well, go for the refund, right? If you don't like any changes and you feel like, okay, this is a trick somehow, sure, right? Don't do anything. Just keep it as is, and then you'll be perfectly happy and be perfectly fine. Or you say, okay, you know what? I like these guys. I like what they're doing. I like that the fact that they're breaking records, that they're winning Gamescom awards, that they get backed by all of these parties out there. Well, you know what? Fuck it. I'm just going to extend it. I'm already locked in for so long because they already delayed TGE 3 times. So what does this matter to me, right? Yeah, I think that's the 3 personas that we're kind of dealing with. Yeah. Jeroen, what do you think?
Well, I mean, like highlighting the fact that we have been talking with these top tier exchanges. I mean, you have to hold up so many like balls in like there are so many routes. You know, you have to make sure that you want to be transparent as possible to your current holders, people who have been following you for like let's say months, but also years from the start. So you want to just get them info. You want to get like present info that's solid. You know, that's true. And then on the one hand, also you have so many different, I don't know, like variables that you want to be as perfect as possible in order to like offer also the community and also the success of YOM, obviously, in order to create like in order to create some success for everyone, to be honest. And I think that's like the biggest challenge, but also it's the question that you should be asking is it worth the wait? And I mean, personally, like I am like from a community perspective, I was like a couple of times like when we decided to delay the TGE or etc. I was just like thinking like, oh, come on, no, not again, because as a marketer, you want to be communicating stuff that's really like that's there, you know, and it's solid. People can just it's value. It's so, and it's obviously we talk about people's investments. But again, just realizing, and obviously I have like access to info that some people don't have, and we all have, obviously. But realizing this makes it so much more worth it. And crypto. You know, you want to. Yeah.
You weren't in the conversation that Jorrit and I had at the early part of the week, right? The early part of the week, you and I were speaking about the asymmetrical information sharing. Like we have so much information here, and it's frustrating for us as well that certain contractual obligations to partners and everything. I mean, we can't say my name, certain things. We can't talk about, until it's solidified, and it's probably not smart anyways until the contracts are signed to start saying that stuff. But for us, we recognize all the opportunity that lays ahead of us, and we want to convey that without sounding hypey, without giving. We certainly don't give false information, but like giving information too soon that doesn't pan out doesn't paint us very well. But we do want to remain. I mean, for so many reasons we're so bullish.
So there is information asymmetry, but there is also a general mistrust of crypto right now. Yeah. So the bias is very much to the downside. This is also a reason why that new company will be entirely crypto free, right? So it will use YOM, but it will not talk about crypto. And the reason is that, and I noticed that when I was in Gamescom and I was at a side event, spoke to one of the guys and he said he worked at Decentraland, right? So he's a gaming guy, worked at Decentraland. So I thought, okay, I'll be open. We can talk crypto. And then I mentioned, okay, we had a crypto token, and it powers, it's basically the fuel of the economy, and it ensures that all of the node operators get incentivized. And he said, and he ran off. And he said, you guys are complete scammers because every crypto token is a scam. That's the current bias in the industry. And that's what you need to be dealing with as well, right? Wow. And that is the
industry we earned that title. There's so many, again, there are plenty I say all the times, right? My wallet is full of dead NFTs. So yes, it was still, and that again is one of the things that prompts us to be as transparent as we are. Because we know that moniker, that stain is on the whole industry.
It's changing. It's becoming more serious. The memes are basically getting completely rooted out. It's the long tail that is now saving everyone. People flocking to the established, right? Although it's not a rational decision, it at least ensures that the dynamics of a long tail get in place, right? And the moment you get the long tail, that's the best protection against getting rugged, getting scammed, because that means that only a few can ever exceed. And most of them, it's really hard to get into that inner circle of successful projects. And that's really key.
It's also a reason why we continue to do these. I mean, these town halls, they take a little bit of time to prepare. And although this one was a little less scripted than most, but oftentimes we prepare well in advance. But it's important for us to do that to signal to everyone that we're not just me alone talking about a project or hyping it up through a Telegram chat, but there's technology being built and rolled out and check-ins done and pieces being made public. We had said for a while that the projects that have survived a bear cycle or two are the ones you want to get behind because they show obviously staying power. They're smart with their money. They don't take a bucket and then run away, right?
Yep.
All right.
Okay. What about how to continue? Because we said something about sharing an article, right? So
yeah. Well, I prepared the article. I'm not sure if we were going to be able to put it out today or next week sometime, but it looks like we can put it out today.
Yeah, we'll put it out today. And we can still, if we encounter some of wording issues, we can always change that. And people will just provide feedback as we go. I think that's the smartest thing, rather than delaying it. And then, so we'll just need to ensure that the pictures are in order and that the posts are ready. And then we'll just go out with this.
I want to say, if you're in the Telegram and Discord community, then you'll also have quicker access to this info, to this alpha, let's say. So we prepare an announcement there first, meaning that you will first get to know the info if you're in those channels. And then second, we will basically draw as we always do, an article on Medium, where you have all the information. We also prep our moderators, meaning that they all will be aware and will be highly informed about anything that is related to this information. And I think it's also wise to say that whether you have questions, please just do so in the chat, in Telegram, mostly in Discord, where we have moderators actively engaging. And if there are any questions that they can't answer, then we make sure that we all answer those questions properly.
They know to
want to get this out.
But we still want to give short shift to where we started this whole conversation around the Mindshare board. That's another place to get involved. If you're, so Jorrit came in and dropped some bombs here. But let's not forget that the mindshare.yom.net is available for people who want to participate and earn XP.
100%. Yeah.
So two more, small bombs, right? So in a bit we'll share the Medium article, and then it's not really a bomb. It's just what are the next steps, right? So the next steps should be communicated then next week, and ideally also already with the dashboard going live, that we can basically already make something actionable for everyone.
Right.
But we need to align also with the tech team on that. And the final bit is right now, these are all of the terms that we aligned on with these exchanges, but small things, changes still can happen. That's also why we have kind of an understanding when the TG date is going to be at, but we don't feel comfortable publishing that yet because we do need to still make a decision which tier 1 exchange we want to go for, right? So we have the tokenomics now cleared up, and now is the next step of making a final commitment. And because of that, we cannot go public with any names, and we cannot go public with the TG, and some small things may also keep on happening, just as a disclosure.
Yeah. But the place we're at now is a pretty confident place. So, we're bargaining from a pretty strong place, which is kind of nice.
Yeah.
All right. Well, wow, that was a town hall to be remembered. Yeah. I would say it was
time bomb this session.
Yeah. Way to go, Jorrit. Appreciate
Mr.
that.
Bombshell, Jorrit Velzenboer.
All right. Well, we will talk again next
anything
week.
else?
What's that?
Yeah, and just like anything that we missed still on this, because I bombed in. I completely interrupted everything. And Jeff is now going to work his ass off tonight to get the article published.
See how
Yeah, I
happy
guess.
he is.
Right? We probably need to align this with the mods as well. Otherwise,
Yeah.
they'll be like, "What the fuck?"
What we might do is maybe we do the community, the conversation we were going to have. Maybe we do that next week, or we'll figure out what next town hall is going to be about.
And I think also maybe a fair question to ask is, do you like these kind of rants, as in what we're doing now, or you want to have a more format show type of town hall? Let us know also somewhere, like in the comments or whatever, because I think it's, to us, it's just pretty normal to just like rant out and go off script all the time, which we are really good at. But yeah, let us know.
Right. And is once a week enough, or should we do it more than once a week? Because I could be up for doing these things in the evenings. Although, again, my evening is middle of the night for you guys over there.
So Jeff, what about this? Every stand-up every day will be broadcast.
Live streamed.
Broadcast. Yeah.
No way. No way I'd let that happen. Sorry.
Talking about radical transparency.
Yeah, no, couldn't do that. Sorry. Just for the jokes we tell alone, we'll get what do they call that? Blackballed, or for some of the off color comments.
Yeah, we were also joking to put just a webcam, a 24/7 webcam in the office.
Yeah. Also,
Who
with the snow.
who wants to watch that?
Who knows? Like there are a lot of people.
Is that for you? You want to just keep an eye on your employees? That's it.
No, it's the community to keep an eye on me, but I'm actually there.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, because right now I'm not. So
yeah. All right. Appreciate everybody being here, tuning in. As Jeroen says, follow us on X, get in our Discord, get in our Telegram, and then get onto the mindshare.yom.net, and enjoying that leaderboard system. And we'll have more information of this. The Medium article will be posted. You'll see that in our socials as well. And then we'll be talking more next week about some of the more detailed parts of this.
Yeah.
Thanks everybody for tuning in. Appreciate it. All right. Everyone be good.
All right.
YOM.